Audio check. Can you guys hear me? Is the audio fine or 10 out of 10? Perfect. All right. All right. Good morning, guys. We're showing up surprisingly on a Monday. Interesting, right? Seems like it's the day that we should not trade. It's like, well, I don't care about that. Good morning, guys. What's up? What's up? It's been a while, right? Master, hey, what's up, man? Alright, so I was basically looking at NQ right here, and I was like, alright, that would be nice to do like a live stream over that. Just to jawbone a little bit about pretty much everything. So if we look at this from this perspective here, right? Thank you for the mentorship. Hey, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Hey, what's up, man? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing well. Great weekend, probably, right? Hopefully, man. We're about to dive on these potential move here. Hey, good morning, good morning. So I was looking right here at NQ, right, in this morning as we got like that large and walk last night. Hey, good morning. I'm doing well. I'm doing amazing. It's kind of like low-key summertime starting pretty in here, so it's pretty good. Yeah, the new FX4M indicator is pretty nice, man. Like specifically with these hard time frame perspective. And then, you know, like right here, that's N walk. Like that's the one I basically plot, and I put like a white box on it. It's literally just a rectangle. And I was observing this, like literally started the stream at like, I don't know, 9 a.m. Maybe not. It's 5 minutes ago. Yeah, that was like literally 9:10. So basically where it started moving here. So I was looking at this morning. I was like, all right, like that sounds like pretty cool setup. I would basically talk over. So we get like that value right here. That's basically our 6 p.m. first take, right? Like that's literally the open price. Maybe I can put it on full screen somehow, right? Looks better, right? Oh yeah, let's go. So you see we have like our 6 p.m. value here. We got our basically 5 p.m. close from Friday. And then we gap down. So if I'm looking at this perspective here, right, that's our previous daily low, previous daily high. So where are we gapping down like from that premium area here? So we're just basically gapping down below previous day equilibrium. Okay, so we gap down. That's something you cannot really do anything about it when that's basically happening, right? It's immediate, like, so you don't have to try to predict that move. It's already like something that nobody can, you know, do anything about it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So that's the cool fact. Otherwise, you guys would potentially, you know, try to catch anything on that. Like now, we're just opening right here. I really like the fact that we did open, in fact, in the discount area, that previous daily range. So below 26,622. And then we have that 6 p.m. candle right here closing with a new high on the day. So at that time, right, when you have only that 1 hour candle right here, that's the only candle like visible during the day, right? When it's basically 6 to 7, right, in this area here. what happened here is we're just basically starting the day with that 1 hour here. And that sounds like, oh, everybody's going to say, like, it's just an hour. Yeah, but that set the tone for the direction of the day right here. So we form a new high at 26,675, right, on that hour. And at 7 p.m., basically took the 6 p.m. high, right, and redistribute lower, reaching for approximately 50% of that 6 p.m. range. Okay, so like 6 p.m. high to low, right? If you mark the 50% of that, like so 8 p.m. basically dig lower, right? That's a Judas swing for Asia Open, which I could basically show you here with vertical line real quick. So we have 8 p.m. You see that's the retracement lower, reaching for 50% of that 6 p.m. OHLC right here. And then start moving higher again for 9 p.m. Okay, at 9 p.m. we form a new higher high on the day at 26,714.75, which is the value of the daily high from that high right here, which also is our accumulation range high, that green box that you have right here. So that basically set the tone for an as well for the bias of the day. Then from 10 p.m., which is our new 4-hour candle, you can see that 4-hour candle here. That's the OHLC data here. Having 26,706.25 on the high, 26,612 on the low right here. And then we get an internal distribution, but keeping the low of the day intact at that time. So you see, like, when you have the final expansion of that 6 p.m. 4-hour candle that basically been created here at 9:55 p.m. Right, that's the high of the Asia range, or like the accumulation range right there. 10 a.m. new 4-hour candle open, so that's a new opportunity to look for potential distribution, right? So like 22 right here, you see that 1 hour. It's closing as bearish candle. Second candle, take the previous 10 p.m. candle low, right? That we have buy side imbalance in between the 10 p.m. and the 8 p.m. It's buy side imbalance. It's get fill right here in the 330, like so midnight. 1 a.m. basically redistribute lower to take that low here at 8, right? So that's the 8 p.m. low right there, right? So like 8 p.m. low right here, the data on the low is 26,616. There's a lot of 6 in there. But utilizing the rejection block from that 5 minutes here, you can see that we start rallying again and retake that high in the Asia session, London session, I'm sorry. So 2 a.m. you can see the move starting here. 255, rally above the high, creating a high resistance condition on these high. Retrace lower, and I try to follow the narrative here. 3 a.m. retracing lower, and then 4 a.m. basically created that low here. That low here, very interesting, because that low didn't dig lower than this low right there. That started building my story, and that's I started building my narrative about over that. Because it's the new 4-hour candle again, right? It's 2 a.m. right there. So that 2 a.m. low is basically respecting that 10 p.m. low. Very interesting. On top of that, I have the octane level of the big figures, so 26, 625, 62%, 0.5. See the reaction right there? Really decent, right? Really strong. And then where we are right now, it's like we started the small pre-New York range right there from 5 to 7. Okay, 5 to 7. That's a little blue box right here. We pair buy side right here, right above that high that we form at 320. The low of the range has been taken here. Reaccumulate higher, utilizing this a retracement, protecting that low here. That's 7 a.m. OHLC right here. Then we have 6 to 7 highs, if you connect these two, they have low resistance on these highs specifically. And then 8 a.m. basically rally for higher prices, reaching for 1:30 p.m. from Friday, 26.7, 71.75. Sounds crazy, but also reached 26.750. That's a premium arrays. And then now we have the 9 a.m. open values, 26.750, 175. That's this 9 candle right here. And we're about to open the equity open. So basically the New York Stock Exchange, 9:30 in like few minutes. So what are we seeing here on the daily is we see that we formed the low of the day at 6 p.m. We see that we formed the high of the day at 9:05. So this current daily candle is bullish. Okay, very simple. So what I'd like to see at the 9:30 is a Judas lower, right? So retracement of that high of the day, 26,803. Looking for discount arrays. What do we have on the 1 hour? We have buy side imbalance here in between 7 and 9 low. Okay, that would be one of the first internal imbalance I would look for. If we then go for 8 a.m. low, that'd be nice as well. We have a swing point at 7 a.m. So basically, if you look at the 6, 7, and 8, we have that swing point low right here. And I would use 4 a.m. rejection block, like literally the discount wicks. I don't want to go too much below previous daily equilibrium on that. Okay, otherwise it's just going to go for these low right here. So, because my objective is basically right here. Okay, I'd like to go and take that previous daily high, even on Monday. So, but for that reason, like, I don't want to, like, close my eyes and take a buy right here on that, right? So I basically need to see some very specific variable. I want to see a retracement lower. I want to see that imbalance maybe hold. That's going to be the first thing, right? It's the first thing. Literally 7 a.m. high, 9 a.m. low. And I'm using these two data points as a buy side imbalance. If it doesn't react off that, okay, like it's just like basically go and don't really care about it. Like now I'm looking for the 8 a.m. low. If the 8 a.m. low doesn't respond, I'm looking for 7 a.m. low. And if 7 a.m. low doesn't respond, right, I'm using the 4-hour discount wicks. So like that bottom wicks right there. And if that doesn't respond, I'm not bullish anymore. Okay, that's just the point. So that's the plan. We're basically not predicting anything. We're gonna look into potential retracement lower. If it doesn't retrace and just like fly to close that and walk, right, from a premium level, I don't really give a shit about it. I don't want to engage on that. You get the point? That's just my opinion, right? That's not your I mean, you should not take this as a trade. Like, just we're talking right now. Not bad, right? Do you guys have any question on that? And you see, I haven't just like walked the 5 minute. I don't even need to go in the 15-minute or anything like that, or even the 1 minute. Because right now I'm just looking at these 1 hour here, looking specifically on that 4 hour. That current 4 hours is bullish, right? We delivered the high after the low. So in terms of sequencing, that 4 hours is currently bullish. That daily range is currently bullish. That 1 hour is also bullish, but I don't want to pay like larger price. I don't want to pay premium of that daily range. Like, so I need to see some discount. If there's no discount being offered to me, I'm not interested. You get the point? Hello? We got more good morning. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. And the most important things we're not chasing price, okay? Because if you chase the price, you'll pay the price. If you chase the price, you'll pay the price. Discount only. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want my full honest opinion right now, and we're looking at this market from a very, cool glasses, I would say. It's like everybody that bought below the 6 p.m. open value right there are already deep in profit. So, to the 9:30 open, when you got volatility or injection of potential liquidity, I would potentially take some profit on that. Do you get the point? Now you know. All right, so 1 minute left here. So right now I'm sitting behind my screen, right? My hands are crossed, and I'm not touching anything. I'm just watching. Looking at the clock, looking at the candlestick, looking at that 9 candle, 4 hour candle, and that daily range. So, where you can see the OHL indicator. Yeah, I'll do a video maybe soon because I need to change a few stuff on that. Oh yeah, that include the booster. That also include the indicator. That include everything. So basically, if you join the, oh, look at this. Yeah, that basically include the booster, the indicators, and also basically include my 2024 mentorship and the 2025 as well. These are very good ones. Like, I'm not gonna post these one online. Okay. All right. So we have 0.5 standard deviation here of the accumulation range. So that's a premium arrays. You see that 0.5 deviation here? That's basically alpha of the range, alpha of the accumulation range, but upwards. So like these are automatically being plotted, and then you have like that one standard deviation standby right here. So that one standard deviation is not extended yet because like price didn't reach for it. And the fact that these lines basically go go through price, like they're not stopping like if it was liquidity, because these are not liquidity, they're just specific deviations, right? The fact that you could utilize these deviation in the future, I need to have these line basically going past the price. Like some people like would have put these as like uh, a liquidity pool, but these are not liquidity pool, right? They're just very specific level. All right, that looks great. Look at this 9 candle right here. This one right there. I'm looking at the current low of that. This is 26,739. So if that happened, now it's set. Change the state delivery at 1 hour for bearish potential. And then we're basically looking at that little buy center bounce, even if this candle is not closed yet, right? Damn, there's a lot of people that got trapped on the buy side here. Hopefully they're not chasing that. I would be pissed, dude. Imagine you're buying this level right here, right? Like, oh man, this thing's gonna go for daily high. Yeah, for sure. Look at this. um, it still can go, right? So, right, looking at 26,750, looking at that specific level we've talked about at 9, 26,739. I'm typing this on my notepad here. It's a pretty important level for a change in the state delivery on that 60-minute candle. Two-minute left before the 5-minute close. That's gonna be our first 5 minutes of the 9:30 open, which is basically a regular trading hour, right? And I'm not looking at the RTH gap right now. Like zero at all. I don't need it. Mm-mm-mm. So far, we have nothing really here. At 5 minutes, basically have zero, like almost zero body, right? Doesn't tell any story on that 5. Mm-mm. Currently back above the 930 value, right? So that 930 open value is like 26,796.5. It's pretty premium, man. That's pretty decent value here. Very expensive. As I said, if there's no discount being offered, right, I would not chase that move up. So that first 5 minutes of the day, or not of the day, but the regular trading hour has formed the high of the day currently. Right, if I place my mouse here's to 930, created the high of the day 26,827 in 3/4. Interesting. This kind of day I most struggle. New York Open in equilibrium, Iniquity Open, no clean liquidity sweep, just one-sided delivery. Yeah, but they're pretty easy because if you don't get what you want, right, you just don't take any trade. So I assume that you're potentially maybe wanting to make a trade too much. I don't know. It sounds like. So I would, recalibrate yourself and saying, look, if there's not the thing I want to see, I'm not interested by this. Right? You have to filter that out somehow. OHLC. OHLC. I mean, look, if you don't have any OHLC, you're not seeing anything, right? That's the truth. Mm-mm-mm. Did you get the mods you needed for your social? I got few AIs in place for that right now. Unfortunately, I kind of replaced the human thing for AI. But look, it's pretty decent. It doesn't really complain. It works 24/7, right? So just like some sort of flagging stuff. So straight over it working. I don't really know. I'm not using it. Do we have any other people with trade over that has potentially a downtime right now? I don't know. So this 5 minutes gonna close in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. This one right here. Okay. The fact that it closed inside, we have two candles side by side, but I'm gonna wait for it. All right, I'm gonna wait for it before I even talk about it. So since my bias is bullish right now, right, and I want to see lower prices, I can even like project a setup like if I wanted a short, but I don't need to take it. So I can establish the objective for sell side distribution and I don't even need to take the trade, you know. I can look for that specific trade on roll, and from these discount, yeah, I can start looking for the buy. You get the point? Trade over is working? Okay. So you got your answer, man. Maybe it's your platform that needs an update or whatever. I don't know. Ooh, pretty strong distribution here on these last minutes of that 5-minute candle here. That's also the second. Still currently respecting the low of that hour. Okay. That hour, the low of the 26,739 that I have on my notepad right here is still valid as we speak. Because I'm looking, that's a very large retracement of that current hour. So like it's basically retracing almost like 98, not, I mean, maybe not 98, but at least 90% of that current hour. So if it's picking the low right there, now we're basically changing the delivery state on that. Is it the new data point? Yeah, we just printed something else. 26,734 and 75. New 5-minute open. That's our last 15-minute, 5-minute. Right, that's the third candle of the 15-minute. These are pretty clean right there. I'd like to go for that. So basically, right, that buy, sell, and bounce that we have right now, I could plot it so we can see it like actually being closed. I'll put it like this. Okay. And as we close it, I'm going to basically draw it more and more. So that's a buy, sell, and bounce, right? We're slowly digging inside of it. You see these two 5-minute that we have right there are a daily retracement. You see from the highest high of the day, right? Internal retracement. So what are we looking for inside of retracements? We're looking for imbalances like this, right? Other than that, all of this area here is pretty efficient. Look, there's no gaps inside of that. All of the gaps, like there was one right here, but it's done. It's closed already. You see what I mean? It's like this all filled. Even on the 4-hour, there's nothing really here. So for those that study my stuff so far, right? What is this daily doing right now? And I just said the answer almost like a few minutes ago. What is the price delivery doing on that current daily range? Retracing, exactly. Is that complicated, really? Like, seriously, is it like hard to understand? Genuinely curious, because if you don't see looking at this from that lens, I don't really know how you can do it otherwise. Like that's the midpoint of the range right here. You can see the midpoint of that range that we have. That range is basically starting 730 to 930. Okay. That blue box right here. Look at the midpoint of that. And that's not a signal to buy, okay, by the way. That's our opening range, so we're just chilling right here, okay. We're tracing from the new high, exactly. And that's not only just a random high, right? That's the high of the day. It's pretty strong. Also the 4-hour high. Also the 1-hour high. That 1 hour basically confirmed that it wants to deliver sell side right now. So it's basically forming a new low on it. So what is this move up that we have right here on the 1 hour? What is this? I'm kind of like testing what you guys have learned so far, okay? If you look at this 1 hour here, we form a new low right there. What is this bullish candle that we have inside? It's a retracement, exactly. Yep. So we have 1 hour bearish bias, 4 hour bullish bias, daily bullish bias, okay? And if the hours continue delivering sell side, right, of that current range, like 26,733, the low right there, it's continuation, expansion of that current 60-minute range. Fair to say. Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. And eventually you'll start like grasping the idea even more. Like when you see like, because I can read this one as well. That 5 minute, I'm doing the same exact mechanics I'm doing on these hour, 4 hour daily. And I can understand that, oh, that 5 minute currently is retracing from the high. And you know, eventually it just becomes so natural to like, oh, okay. And it's pretty crazy. So if we want to go higher, right? Right now, by looking at this hour, I would not do it. So I would wait for 10 a.m. to come in. So at 10 a.m., the magic trick at 10 a.m., right, is we have a new 4 hour candle open and a new hour open. So then now you can look for something. You get the point here. And as well, the daily is still open. So the daily is a retracement on the daily. You always work with the higher time frame first, right? High today has been formed 9:30. The 1 hour is distributed lower, picking the low of that 1 hour. So confirming the 1 hour bias. 4 hours retracing lower, right? And then now we're kind of like just in the closing range of the 4 hour. What wearable do you wear to track your sleep? I have an Apple Watch, but I'm low key right now, not enjoying it at all. I start digging into these very interesting rabbit holes of fucking Casio watches, mods, and everything. So you basically can turn a Casio watch like into a smart watch, like, but it has like 3 years of battery. You know, relative to an Apple Watch that you have to charge almost 2 times a day, right? Even if you have the best one of all of it. So I'm kind of like ditching slowly the Apple Watch for something else. The data of like sleeping is nice, right? But at the same time, like since we're basically relying too much over the data, you're basically waking up and looking at the score immediately instead of asking yourself, I'm feeling good right now or I'm not feeling good, right? Have a sleep good or not, you know? So it's kind of like something that people slowly become dependent of. All right, so you can see right here that our low is being distributed on as we basically anticipated here on that 1 hour. Like we're not even like predicting anything at this point, right? Look at this. Look at this. So again, my higher time frame perspective is bullish. I don't want to short that. So I could short it if I want, but the downside risk would be become liquidity on these highs. So I don't want to participate in that. It's like I prefer aligning myself with a higher time frame premise, right? Makes more sense, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm just observing the distribution, right? I'm not participating in. And from that distribution, I'm gonna look for a buy side eventually when everything's formed, which can take time, right? Everything takes time. So, all right. So that buy side imbalance basically been closed. In terms of efficiencies, we're pretty strong, but I'd like to see more sell side. So yeah, no nap through the day, just like around 6 to 8 hours of sleep. I think the best like is really just to be consistent about it, right? It's like if you're, I think that's the most powerful stuff over sleep is just to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of research about these polyphase sleep. Like, so you're basically sleeping in few sequence, and didn't really appreciate that idea so far. But for sure, one thing is like sleep is one of the most important thing. Like when you sleep, you're technically fasting, right? That's why you're doing a breakfast in the morning, right? Breakfast in the morning, and that's basically what stabilize the nervous system and everything. So very very powerful concept. Consolidating all the things that you learned during the day, right? All that stuff. Oh yeah, that's great. I think it's pretty good. Like when you get these alarms, right? It's kind of like surprising you, and it can basically cause an initial stress. So obviously, if you can wake up before even like having an alarm, that's better. Like natural waking up, that's pretty good. We're by the way inside the macro years like 950, right? Bro, that's a pretty good stuff. Yeah. There's also someone saying instead of having an alarm for getting up, you should have one for going to sleep. Exactly. The more consistent you can go to sleep, right? It basically, your internal clock would be pretty good set. Yep, we're inside the end wall. Yep. So what is this 5 minute doing right now relative to that 60-minute range? Like that 9 a.m. candle here. This one. It's retracing. And what is this one doing? That's the 4 hour right here. So what is doing here? It's expanding, exactly. Easy, right? I wish it was more complicated, man. I would say like pretty much 7 days. Like a real habits takes 90 days to form, but like the initial habits 30 days, right? But like before it's basically become anchor and really stable, it's like 90 days. But I would say, after 7 days, if you're doing it pretty consistently, like, the second weeks become easier, like the next weeks become easier. I think the worst thing is just having a phone in your bed, dude. Like, don't throw that out, like, if you start dumb scrolling on that, bro, like you're done, right? You're absolutely you're in trouble basically. Cuz these things are addictive. If you start scrolling, bro, like in the bed, like you're not going to go to sleep right now, right? That's all discipline, right? Yeah, you're done. If you start doing that, you're basically done. So we have the 4 hour and the daily expanding here. The only problematic is this 1 hour is still bearish. So it can change if we pre-pick that high, right? And then from that new high, now we can look for retracement and go higher. All right. And basically use that 9 a.m. low as invalidation. Yeah, you don't really see the time, right? Like when you start doom scrolling, like you say, like all these 130-second clips and everything, like specifically on these TikTok stuff, like it's wild. First time here. Hey, welcome, man. The Kit X follow up with ICT. Oh, nice. Pretty good. Worse is to have a wife to wake you up. Oh, yeah, right. I guess it is not fun. Even people that has animals, I feel like, as much as we love the animal, like I don't think they should be allowed to be in the room. Specifically the cats, dude. At night, bro, like these are very active, and that basically can disturb your repairs. It is just a fact, right? I don't have animals, so I'm good. You saw these videos, like these AI videos, they have like the cats with like a bicycle and stuff like that with like music instrument. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I know it's AI, right? But that's kind of funny, really. That's what it is. For sure, you guys already saw that. Cat ruling house. I have kids in the room. Oh man. When they start like sleeping, it's not bad, right? But at the beginning, they're clearly hungry, right? Feed me, feed me. I could put music, man. Maybe I could put music. But, maybe another time. Oh, look at this. So as soon as you start seeing a bearish candle here, right? Like let's say like there's a 5 minute close bearish. Now it's a expansion of the hour because that hour is bearish right now. But like there's 1 minute left literally before the next 1 hour and the next 4 hour here. There we go. It's 10 a.m. So that hour is currently perfectly in sync with the 4 hour. Like they're exactly the same for 60 minutes. It's the same thing as I said the other day in the Asia session videos that I've done, right? Saying, look, we are at the beginning of the day until 10 p.m. I don't need the 4 hour because the 4 hour is the same thing as the daily. So I'm basically removing the 4 hour, right? The most powerful tool that Obsidian offer, I would say the way that you can basically connect everything together. With the nodes, and basically create your own brain. Specifically with AI right now, like you can build very powerful tool with AI that create these nodes for you. So all right, so if we pay attention here, that 4 hour and that 1 hour is currently delivering sell side. Right, it's a bearish alignment here. Even it's very small, right? It's been creating the low here. So as it is, we're following the story and we understand that this is bearish. If we pick the high at that 5 minute here, now it's changing these for bullish. And then it can change bullish, bearish at the beginning just to confuse people, and eventually it's going to start expanding one way. It's a very slow day, right? That's fine. I wanted to show up to the party and see if there's anything going on. Dude, on Saturday we got like 20 degrees outside. It was pretty fun, right? And on Sunday we got like snow. What the? How this is possible, right? You get 20 degrees on Saturday and snow on Sunday. What? I look outside and there's like snow, right? It's like, oh man, are you kidding me? I'm in Canada. Canada is a cold country. Typical weather in Mongolia. Oh, okay. Alright, so that 10 a.m. right here is bearish right now. You see the beauty right here is like literally the same candle on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So like these are easy candlestick to trade. You don't have to basically sync this one with this one, like they're both already synced, naturally speaking. That's why the 950 to 1010 macro is very good. Like we're still inside of it right now. And Alberta is 5 right now. Let me see. It's -1 here, dude. You should go outside. 5 is pretty good. 2 weeks of summer? Oh man, I would not live there for real. ERL indicators saying as an expensive price. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not down to buy this level here. Because, like, whatever the fucking pattern I could see here that align myself in towards in higher prices, if the price value is not good, I don't really want to buy this, right? I'm buying the level, so regardless of the pattern or whatever you call it, like, I'm not doing that. So, like, if you rewind the entire stream, you'll see at the beginning of the show, I was saying, look, it's pretty nice. Like, right now, the day is bullish, right? But I'd like to see some lower prices to actually start considering a potential buy. So what we're doing right now, we're just basically monitoring or tracking potential retracement of the daily, right? So we're looking at these current hour and 4 hours. So these are the same. They're perfectly in sync. And we try to find an efficiency inside the range, but there's no imbalance right here. So I would need to go in like very lower time frame, and even on the 5 minutes, pretty. Look at this. Like even the 5 minute has extreme like efficient delivery. Like there's literally no imbalance inside the range. So if there's no imbalance inside the range, it's more easier because you just have to focus on the low right here inside. Like we're just going for liquidity inside. So internal liquidity, not really imbalance. There's no imbalance inside of that. I mean, there's one right now. If you take that 4 hour, that current 4 hour low and the 2 a.m. high, right, that would be it pretty much. How do you recall your notes? I think I have pretty good memory, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like in my mind, I don't know. But I took note on a piece of paper, obviously. Quick notepad here. So the really thing I need to really make sure that I'm not missing, these are type on there. Looks like some sort of bullet list. You know, you put like little dot, right? Little dot, you type something. It's kind of like just that. And then when it's completed, you just basically put an X on it, right? Yeah, I could maybe show you that. Just I need to remember. So I'm gonna type it on my notepad here. All right. Pretty good example. Dude, since the beginning of the stream, we're on the 5 minute chart. Just nothing has changed, right? And you see, I'm not moving everything around, and I'm not shaking the screen like this, like if it was like doing something on the price, right? You move the screen like this and start dropping, you know? If you want a reversal, you're doing circle like this. No, I'm just kidding. No, don't do that. No, but I haven't changed the layout. Like, that's what I mean. Like, when you're stabilizing the framework, not really changing anything, your vision's developing over time. Okay, currently monitoring that high right here is 26,788.25 cents. If that hour is picking the high right there, now I'm looking for retracement, potential expansion, but I'm not buying that level. It's too expensive. By the way, in the future, I'll maybe just play music. I don't really care about the copyright. Okay. Like, I don't want to monetize the live stream anyway, so, you know. Ooh, look at this. That's our open value here. That's our high, 26,788. So it retraced inside, didn't pick the high, and now it started expanding lower of that low here. Light music, yeah, just something like that could fill the gaps, you know, and make people like enjoying more the blanks, you know. I try to keep it relevant here, so no, that's fine, dude. I love your question. I just don't understand your question. How do you personally identify the first week of the month? Because I'm looking at the first week of the month, you know, just by looking at the calendar. You know, I know that's the first week right there. Like, so maybe not sure on what's your question, really. I like people asking question, by the way, so if you have a question, you could ask in the chat. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna look into. See, now that's a large retracement we have right in that 1 hour. That's the new high we formed, but it's still under the current high. Interesting. I'm glad you're back live streaming. Your indicator are unmatched. Appreciate, man. You're welcome. I don't have a tons of them, but they're pretty complete. Like, I still have few little thing I would like to do on this one, but overall it's very strong already. I think it's pretty simple to utilize too, right? Not complicated, man. Yeah, wait before I have an update done on that OHLC one. You'll see what I mean. Like, I basically want to replicate that FX4 model here on the OHLC. So we could use it on the 4-hour, let's say. Right, so we have previous 4-hour candle, right? The same accumulation range with specific percentage data in. With like lower time frame, higher time frame like this, you know, just... Yeah, it's kind of like the same exact thing. We're just framing it differently. Well, yeah, that one is like a framework. That's really just a really good framework. I can remove the end dog right here. There we go. So that 1 hour is currently delivering sell side of his own range, right? Beautiful. And the really fun fact, right, is you guys remember that this 9 a.m. candle of the 1 hour was bearish, even if it closed bullish, right? You guys remember that? You guys remember that? And why it was bearish? Because we formed the low right here, right after the high. So the sequence of that 1 hour was bearish. And that one is kind of like just aligning with this one right now. That's really cool. So we have a daily retracement, right? A 4 hour and a 1 hour expansion lower. That's it. Is that complicated? And I'm not participating in that move. Okay? I'm looking at it. I'm observing it. The hot sauce, yeah, the hot sauce have basically introduced that to the community like few years ago, right? At this point, and it drifted into CPT theory. So like these are the thing I'm showing in my 2026 mentorship. I don't know if you haven't seen it before or if you just like. Let me post the link of the playlist here real quick. But look, very simple, right? Let's go on a channel, right? Subscribe, guys, by the way, that'd be appreciated. I'd like to get few more subscribers, that'd be nice. If you guys haven't like subscribed the channel yet. But like, look, you go on that YouTube page, and there's the look, I'm gonna take a screenshot real quick. It's just easier to explain if I can basically paste it here. That's cool, look at this. So we have the chapter 1 with the yellow background. Okay, so you start here, episode 1 to 25. Okay, when you go to 25, now you're basically done with 1/4 of the entire series. Then you go into chapter 2, which is basically the purple background. That's more advanced a little bit, but that's, you kind of like need the basic right here before, okay? And then when you're done with that, now you're basically in the 51 here on the blue background, and that's where we are right now. Is on episode 50. I'm not able to click on that, but we are currently in episode 57, and obviously the blue chapter is even more advanced than the purple one. And you know, we'll do like the 4th chapter, which I don't know, maybe 5% of you guys would be there, right? Because like everybody's giving up like on the first one. That's just the reality. Look at the amount of views. 2.9k views on the first episode. And look, episode 26, 446. But some of them perform better. Like that's one of the odd souls right here in the 975 episode 29. But bro, like, I would suggest going slowly over all of the stuff. Like you'll get something out of that for sure. If not, look, I don't know what else to tell you, man. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So small retracement here on the 5 minute on that 10 a.m. candle, which align with the daily expansion. Now it's distributing. See, it's bearish. The reason why I'm on the 5 minute here is because while I'm reading the chat right here with you guys, it's just easier to follow, right? I don't need to like go on the 1 minute and read every single minute. I just can read when the 5 minutes closing. You get the point. So if you're new to these things and you have like pretty hard difficulties to like sync stuff, like when you're syncing the daily with the 4 hour and the 1 hour and the time frame utilizing, I would use the 5 minute or the 15 minute. I would start with 15 minute, literally. I've been here since day one. Nice, man. Are you in the last episode right now? Like, there's a lot of gem you can extract off these videos, man. I swear, like, it's a lot of it. I wish when I started, I was having somebody that would like lay it down like this, bro. I would have saved so many times. That's just pure honest opinion. You see, that's the midpoint of the NWOG right there. Somebody buying 50% twice right there. I find it pretty interesting. That low here is the low of that 9 a.m. That low here is the low of the 10 a.m. But I need to see much more than that. Okay, I need to see much more than that. Obviously, if I'd like to go back for previous daily high, I'd like to see 10 a.m. being delivered, like the high, then retrace lower, and then expand again. Okay. Is that essentially what you're teaching when you say you only need one 15-minute candle? Yeah, exactly. So in the 2024 and the 2025 mentorship, I was mainly focused with the student to like teach them on how to utilize one 15-minute, very specific 1 15-minute, and being done with it. So as you sync like the daily, as you sync the 4 hour, and as you sync the 1 hour, you could find one 15-minute that can yield you something. And that's very, very simple, right? But there is specific 15-minute that could basically lead to something. Look, even more simple than that, right? Price has two functions. It go lower or it go higher. We have green candle and we have bearish candle, right? We have black candle. From there, we could read these highs and these low in very specific area, right? Very specific level, and find where we could align ourselves with one single 15-minute and being completely done for the day. That's basically what I'm kind of low key teaching in the 2024-2025 series, including the Booster 21, which has 21 episodes of like very good stuff. That's also where I'm introducing the CPT theory I've been explaining pretty broadly in the 2026 mentorship I've done, basically. It's all fractal. It is. Like, look, I could trade just the daily if I want, right? I could remove all of that stuff right here and just keep track of that daily here. And I'm sure I would be able to make money with it. The problematic is, like, if you're only looking at the daily, you don't really see what's going on inside of it. That's why we have to break it down like the way I'm doing it here. And the fact that you have every single hour from the beginning of the day at 6 p.m., right? You have all the candlesticks of the 1 hour inside that daily. So, like, and I have all the same 4 hour here, which basically a compilation of 4 1 hour that create 1 4 hour. Look, if we break it down as slightly more, and I have basically already explained here at the beginning of the stream, but I like to basically rewind slowly on that. 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? We have, I mean, which basically include like only the 9 p.m. Like, so 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, and 4 hour. That created that 4 hour candle here. Okay, this one right here. Is this 4 hour right here bullish? Right, it is. But how I could add participated inside of that? Okay. It's a tough question, but if we read inside, we understand that, look, that is our first hour of the day right here. That first hour is bullish, right? Second candle here, 7 p.m., it's a bearish candle, but you see on how this low will respect the current daily low right here, or that 1 hour low. And then 8 p.m. is basically dropping, touching 50% of that 6 p.m. low. I mean, it goes into 25, right? I'll like just like reverse that. So look, 6 p.m. here, right? Go for as a retracement to the 25.50, which is a fair value, but it's still premium overall. Okay, and it basically start expanding again as we pick the 8 p.m. high. And then that was like the larger move here. If I'm including the 7 p.m., you see we're still in the 25.50. If I'm going the 21 high right here, 2 to 6 p.m., you see we tap 50% of the range. Start expanding again, reaching for that outside range, which again confirmed the order flow higher. Utilizing that 1 a.m. discount wicks, that's a discount wicks. 4 a.m. go inside of that, respect that low, going higher, close right here, and then kind of like just going higher and create the high of the day here. Okay. So from now, what are we participating in? It's like from the high of the day, we're inside a retracement. That 9 a.m. has formed the high of the day. That 10 a.m. is currently expanding lower. Okay, because the low of that hour is right here. And it's lower and it's after the high. The high is right here, right? Isn't it? Right here. So the high is prior to the low, right? So that sequencing is bearish right now. That's why we have an expansion lower. So expansion lower on the 1 hour and then retracement on the daily here. Right? But look, I'm gonna explain this again and again and again. If you don't get it, like, look, subscribe to the channel, listen to the mentorship. You'll see what I mean. Silver bullets, very easy. 5 handle. Those we get it. Yeah, exactly, man. Like, I like the macros between the 915 and 1010. Like, these are very strong inside of these two candle here. But you have to have a pretty good context on that. Otherwise, you just like, you know. The larger move maybe is going to be in PM session as we are very slowly drifting the distribution lower. That's a distribution from that high, right? Retracement, distribution. Small low resistance on these low right here. That one and that one. I would consider this as low resistance, relative equal low basically. Took that relative equal low. Boom. Now we're back to the accumulation range high value. That's the line right here. So that 2 a.m. high, right, become a discount level as we trade above it. That's just a fact. But, you know, I'd like to see more sell side here. Is he outlining using rejection block during time distortion or after it? I don't believe he's utilizing a rejection block very specifically during time distortion or after it. Like, a rejection block is just a PD array you could utilize if you have the opportunity to doing it, which is the one right after, right? Like in the sequencing of the PD array matrix, like you have highs and lows, and then you have rejection block, right? Let me see. So look, whole lows are high, then you have rejection block, then you have bullish order block, then you have fair value gap, then you have liquidity void, then you have bullish breaker, then you have bullish mitigation block. Like my go-to, my favorite PD arrays, like if you want my honest opinion here, I like the old lower high, right? These are the extremities. These are highs and lows, right? And then after, I'm really appreciating the rejection block. This is my favorite PD arrays of all time. It's like even inversion fair value gap, they're way higher than a rejection block. So the low risk buy would be on a rejection block, and that's just my pure and honest opinion here. Okay, so like those trading these fair value gap has pretty large stuff relative to a rejection blocks trader. Okay. But the thing is, you need 3 PD arrays to invalidate your trade. So you utilize the recent low, or 2 recent low plus the rejection block. Like, think about a rejection block is kind of like a discount wicks, and a rejection block from a bearish would be a premium wicks. That's just what it is. Like so right here, right? Or like so right here, or like so right here. You see, on days like this right here, on a 5 minute, there's zero imbalance, really. Like, there's nothing right here. They're all filled right here. Literally all filled. So what are we looking for right now is basically either all the lows right here. And when we enter long, not right now. Market's doing a distribution right now, so I'm looking at the distribution here. And the distribution is a retracement of the daily candle here. So that little bearish candle you see right here is part of that retracement right here. And that's also a 1 hour expansion lower. And a 4 hour, since they're all both in sync. Why do you have so much stuff, bro? You can't see anything? I don't know, man. Maybe I need to clear everything. And maybe, like, disconnect my monitor. I would potentially see better, right? Maybe I can flip my monitor on the opposite side and see better. What do you think about that? Maybe I don't see anything. I'm so confused. I'm a new trader, guys. I started today. That's my first day at works. Maybe I should add more indicator, I think. Let me see. You got the low to the high. Yeah, maybe I could put a MACD on that. That's the truth. I'm brand new too. Yeah, me too. It's my first day with trading. Never do that before. What is power of 3? I don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe I should add the volume. I'm so lost, dude. I have no clue what to do. Hmm. Dave slurping that coffee. Exactly, dude. That's what I'm doing right now. But it's kind of like empty right now, so you know, I have to slurp the bottom of it. Also thinking like, because I cannot see anything. There's too many things on my screen, so I don't really see anything. Yeah, maybe I should put the VWeb on. Oh man. So that's the thing, right? Like the ice is melting in the coffee, right? Because like it's an iced coffee, right? So after a few minutes, you get like more slurp you could do with it. So you have to wait for the ice to melt, you know? Man, I don't see anything. My eyes are literally blocked by the indicator. I don't see anything. What's your favorite car? It's a Koenigsegg. If you type it on Google, you'll see what it is. And I'll get one day. I promise you. Oh man, it's too expensive. You think we will distribute the Asia load today? I don't know. We have to look for it. You're way clever to answer those stupid questions. You made that on the last trade. Yeah, I'm just observing right now because we went from our premium level, right? We're distributing inside the range as a retracement of the daily range. And currently just observing that premium offering to discount. So I could look for a buy. I want to buy this thing even more, and I'm already long on that. Like I took a long in 23,000. If you look at your chart and you plot a vertical line on that or a horizontal line on that, you'll see where I bought. And I'm still in this trade right now. So got 88% close, and then I have like the remaining portion of it, so it's 12%. And I'm gonna close that to the 18th of July. Well, I would say I'm both, dude. I'm traveling and also like love being in my own stuff, you know? The thing is, when I travel, I already, like, I'm not traveling for 1 week, you know? I'm there for a few months and then. A 12 GTS Nova Tech, for sure. But yeah, if you look at the Koenigsegg, look like these are like a Lambo would looks like a clown car beside that, to be honest. Like literally looks like a Volkswagen Beetle, you know, relative to an Koenigsegg. Have you seen the Koenigsegg episode of the Founder podcast? Yeah, did you saw like the DD, like these are Canadian guys that do like pretty good stuff. You're at the 50% level of the current daily range. It says right here we're currently 19% away from the midpoint of the day. I'll give you the safari experience. Are you in Africa or something? That'd be nice, dude. I would be down one day. We're 8% above equilibrium here. Right, that's the current deviation. Guys, I don't see anything on my charts. Too many indicator, dude. Like, maybe I have to zoom in. All right, so what I really like right now, to be honest with you, right? See, like we have that 6 a.m. 4-hour time frame candle here, right? That's this one right there I'm pointing at. And then look at the discount wicks that we have right there. That's a very interesting level. So if we pierce through that, that's going to be sell side on that 4-hour low, which is basically that low here. Is it, or is it like the other one? Let me see real quick. That's this one right there. It's not this one here. That's this one here. Okay, so that is in self one sell side I would look for. That's the one right here. Pretty nice acceleration here, by the way. Yeah, I think we talk about the same exact podcasts, or not really a podcast, but it's more like a nice episode that. It's like daily driving exotic. That it is what it is, right? And let me also draw that discounted wicks right here. I really like to have it on my chart. 650. Yeah, exactly. That's 6 a.m. That's this wicks right here. Hey, that's our RB. Just want to observe what still this level is basically doing here. Okay. Because I don't see any inefficiencies. So like these, we're working with the lows in the rejection block right now. Like, cause there's no fair value gap, right? So if you remember what I've posted before, with like the, it's like, remember this, like, since there's no fair value gap, right? There's none of that on the 1 hour and the 4 hour and the daily. I'm working with the rejection block as my discount PD array. So like that is my rejection block right here from the open of that 6 a.m. candle to the low right here. And that's basically that wicks here. That's kind of like we're working with that. That could be a level where it starts spooling higher. So I have to look into. Yeah, I'm sure we've seen the same video, dude. Like it was on airplane runway. Yeah, was doing 360s and shit. It was wild. You also know that that factories of Koenigsegg is basically built in an old fighter jet factory. Like they used to build like fighter jet inside that specific building, and now they're building these incredible cars, which is insane. And made, yeah, entirely handmade for sure. Hey, what's up, man? Good morning, man. On that 4 hour low, you have a 15-minute partial fill FVGs. Look at this rejection block right here. Now we have a 5-minute potential candle pair theory, which are two candles side by side with a pretty high resistance condition. Okay. It did just close right here. These two 5 minutes right here are a retracement of that 10 a.m. candle. And what also they are is an expansion relative to our current daily range. Okay, so that bullish candle here. Now we have to look, is it wants to respect that low? It wants to take that low. I want to see it. Basically. Like, I would not start risking money on that. I have to see much more than that. But that's the real beginning here. Beginning of a setup. If, we'll see. See, now as price is approaching that discount wicks again. Can zoom in maybe a little bit here. You guys see better maybe, right? I don't see anything, so you see it's basically piercing through it. That's fine, right? That's what I mean by it not going long too quickly on that. So that rejection block invalid. We're inside the macro too, by the way, so that's a very decent distribution here. Sheesh. Going back inside that rejection block here. Tapping the octane of 62.5. You see, like, with the speed that we saw that, it would be worth to go to 1 minute now. But I'm going to stick to the 5 minute for now, okay? Because there's clearly two candles side by side inside of that. I need to see what it is. Okay, they're not really there yet. Send it higher, baby. That's exactly the move I wanted to see. Like, if you go back to literally the first hour of the stream, literally the first 15 minutes of the stream, I literally said, look, I'd like to see a sell side distribution to basically pure some buyers that try to chase price. And that's what we see right here. And then from here, now I could start framing an ID. Like, because look, we have another hour opening right here. It's 8 minutes. Okay. That hour is going to be beside this 10 a.m. This one, sorry, right here. Because, like, this is the 1 hour. This is the 4 hour. If that 1 hour is bullish right here, I could start aligning myself with an expansion higher here. But low-key been bought the previous deal equilibrium 26662. We're below midnight. We're in between midnight and 6 p.m. That's cool. If you have the links, just post it in here. I'll look into later on. Alright. So we make sure we're looking at this, talking about the same thing. Because I'm sure I already saw a video like this. But, it's maybe not the one. Look, all that move started here from the high of the day, right? And it started because that 9 a.m. candle was bearish. And even if the body's bullish, you could see, right, it's, the daily is bullish, the candle is bullish, but inside of it, it's bearish. Why the fuck is that? Right? That's our high. 26, 8, 27, 75. That's this high. The low of that 9 a.m. is right here, 9:45. Then we got what? Retracement, which created the body close like this, and then distribution lower. Boom. Send the link. Volume and balance here, that's cool. On the 5 minutes, pretty strong. Guys, if you don't subscribe to the channel, right, I'm gonna ban you from the channel. No, I'm just kidding. But I would appreciate if you guys can subscribe. Like, just try to build it up more. So eventually I can start talking about a real business. As right now, I'm just a small creator, so I have to shut up myself, right? Alright, I'm start banning people, dude. Right now. Alright, this person right here, not subscribed, bye-bye. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. So we're in the 61.8% of retracement, close to 75. 50, 75. Past 75 right here, I would start like being worried a little bit because we're very close on the low of the day. So we have to find our setup or frame our setup. Look in that section here. Okay. I have been hyping every week as well, but YouTube only let me hype 3. I don't really know how that works. Is that like just kind of boost or whatever? We got the midnight fun is starting. Oh yeah. It's coming. It's coming. We have that 10 a.m. candle closing here in 2 minutes. And then after we have 11 a.m. which is gonna start maybe something. I'm not predicting, right? I'm reading what's going on, so I don't have to predict anything. Like I could like start betting. Oh man, price gonna start going higher from here, right? Let's start buying. Like, oh, let's go buy this thing. Why I would do that? I know better, right? That's the little gap that you need to like understand. You have control over your decision, like you're not gambling, right? So if you're not really sure what's going on right now, why do you take a trade right then? And these was low resistance, by the way, that low and that low right here. These are relative equal low, but they're low resistance as they are, so they got purged on. Yeah, when you hype the video, give it an extra boost for the YouTube algorithm. Oh, that's nice. I appreciate you for that. Like, I'm pretty new with YouTube, dude, not gonna lie. Like, so many function and stuff, but I don't even do editing, right? I'm just like recording one poll and I'm posting it. Like, if people don't like my sneezing, they can go listen to someone else, right? I don't think I haven't sneezed yet on the videos, but if that happened, I'm not gonna edit that out. Fuck it. It's normal. It's human, right? We have all these like YouTubers that has like these plugins to like put the eyes of the the guys like watching the cameras and every like all these garbage shit. Like, you know what I mean by that? All right, here's the new hour. Too much bullshit out there in the trading game. Yeah, man. It is what it is. There is a lot of bullshit, dude. But, you know, I decided not to focus on that, so. 15K for courses? Is there no way, man? There's no way somebody's charging that amount. Really. I don't kind of believe that. Oh my god. So that's the thing, right? When you get these people, man, making money off, you know, education and everything, these people don't want to trade anymore. Like they're becoming too comfortable making money with like everything around trading that they just don't want to make money with trading. Look, last week, right? I've made my entire year on one single trade. Okay, like I'm telling you right now, like it's insane stuff, literally insane stuff. Look, go on your chart right now on Nasdaq, plot a horizontal line in 23,000. Okay, to the all-time high. Okay, that's my trade. Okay, that's like 10,000 ticks. Okay, and put whatever size you want on it. Okay, but just my stop loss was 25,000. Yes, so I'm just telling you. So no, I don't trade prop firm. It's garbage. It's a Ponzi scam, dude. I'm not trading that. And I was like not trading CME for that trade. So there's two type of stuff you can do, right? I mean, there's more than that, obviously. You can trade CME, which is, you know, that market I'm looking at right now. There's CFDs you can also trade, which kind of like derivative of that asset that we're looking at right now, which most of the time are very, you know, kind of like disgusting data, but still you can position yourself and run for a bigger trade because you can it's allowed to let the trade run overnight, right? And look, the trade's still running even after the weekend, like so. And then there's more ways, like the way that most of hedge funds doing is like they're basically creating their own Nasdaq by buying the stock market itself. So like literally buying stocks, but the distribution of all these stocks has to be equal to like the index fund. You know, Yeah, I'm very passionate about trading, dude. So for me, it's just another day, right? The very next day when I close my 88% partial, I was like, all right, I feel the same guy again. Right? Doesn't change me anything. Like, so now we're back to 6 p.m. open value here, and we're literally a little bit past 75%. The monthly or the weekly aligning with Wednesday. I mean, there's a lot of things I want to talk in the future on the academy or the mentorship. Just right now, this is just a live stream I'm doing right now just to read current price action. You see, there's no buy to do right there. It's not even 1 5 minute bullish right here. So why I would buy this, right? And that's not. It doesn't mean like I'm gonna see 1 5 minute and now I'm buying this, right? And now, if it's tapping the low of the day, right? That's not good. That's not good. Now I'm not looking for a long anymore. What does a day in your life looks like in terms of trading? Most of the time, the day before. So, like example, yesterday at 6 p.m., I was opening my chart, looking at what's going on the gaps right here. What type of gaps that we saw right here? And I did close my trading view immediately after. All right, so I was like, all right. And then today, I basically showing up 8:45. I was like, that'd be nice to do a live stream today. So I'm basically opening the live stream on YouTube and like, all right, we'll see how much people is there. Like, I'll see if I can help somebody, and I'm basically looking at exactly what we see happening right here. That was exactly what I'd like to see here. And go back in time, listen to the live stream at the beginning. You'll see that's exactly what I said I'd like to see. And I'm sure a lot of people try to long this thing as they're just getting stuffed out right now as we speak. Okay. Look, bearish candle 5 minute, bearish candle 5 minute, volume imbalance, bearish candle 5 minute, bearish candle 5 minute. That 1 hour is bearish, that 1 hour is bearish, large distribution. Look at this 4 hour, it's extremely larger relative to that 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour. All these 4 hour that we have. And that daily right now from the 930 high is retraced to, I would say 87%. 88%. It's retraced 88% of the current daily low that we have right here at 6 p.m. So, if this is an 88% discount, why there's nobody buying it? That's the question I'm asking myself right now. Right? If you see like, as an example, you see like a car, right? Whatever car it is, it could be an Honda Civic 2020, 2025, and it's 88% off the MSRP price. Bro, I would buy it even if I don't want it. Okay? Because that's a good price, isn't it? Bro, 88% of a MSRP price, which exactly, let me give you an example. Let's say it's 20,000. Like, look at this. A car of 20,000, right? 88% off would be $2,400. Would you buy that 2025 Honda Civic even if you don't want it? Would you buy it? Tell me in the answer in the chat. Would you buy it? Like, you could sell that thing for profit, isn't it? Maybe not. Like, I bet you can sell it for profit, right? So if you can sell that car for profit, dude, what are you doing? Right, maybe you don't have that 2,000 here, but if you have it, dude, like, just buy that car and resell it, isn't it? So, if you got 88% retracement of that daily candle, that's a pretty insane discount. And look, somebody's buying it right now. And that's me. No, I'm just kidding. So look, if you're buying this, what would be your invalidation on that? It's right here. So the way you can position yourself, let's say you take 1 micro here, and then you have a stop right there, right? Let's say it's $20. So you would risk $20 on an 88% discount relative to that high in a bullish condition. It's a no-brainer. I would buy this. You know the point right here? It's the same thing. That's what I'm doing with the fib since the day one, dude. I see your point. Yeah, sir. What's the risk I'm doing it wrong right here? It's the downside risk I'm affording to. That's it. Like, where are we coming from? We're coming from that high. And the lowest low of the day is right here. So we understand that from that high to this low right here, that's a retracement inside, okay? Look, I'm going to draw this thing real quick. And not like this. See? From that high to that low here. Yeah, I'm currently just observing right now. Like, it's getting late right now. We're about to go in, like, lunchtime as well. But it's just like in terms of facts, I'm just putting the facts on the table. I would have buy this with very low risk and let it run. So if it's, because like, look at the amount of sell side imbalance that we have right there. These are very good, like in terms of how price could reprice these imbalance here, specifically during that 9 a.m. low, and that current 11 a.m. high, which is 26.61. What could confirm that this thing even better is like if we actually pick that high, 26,661.25 cents. If we pick that high and then we retrace inside, and then we can use that 1 hour low as an invalidation, which is even better than using the current daily low. Right now, if you look at these 5-minute series, there's not even one 5-minute that closed bullish, which means there's nothing been aligned with the current price delivery on that daily range. Well, I really like the 6 p.m. opening value here that we're currently jumping in. Very interesting. So I'm monitoring these things. Like, even if it's a good price or good discount relative to the highest high, the lowest low, right? 88% we've reached for right here. I would wait for confirmation or more alignment to basically confirm that ID specifically. We'll get the midnight at least. Yeah, that'd be great. Midnight's right there, right? So 26,679 or 50%. That's kind of like how I'm looking at price, but I'm doing it on all of these time frame really. And I got more stuff I like to do, and eventually, like, so look, if you place your mouse over the time right here, you would see like, is this bullish candle or bearish candle based off the delivery inside? And then it could have the OTE inside of that, so you can place your mouse and see the current retracement of the low or the high. Like, there's a lot of beautiful stuff. Dave, possible to update indicator on FX replay? I don't have any control over FX replay anymore. These guy approaching me a few years ago, like, I could do like FX format. I said, that'd be nice. I'm down. And the truth is, they'd even like coded like the right way. So, and now it's kind of like just sitting there, and it's just like something I don't have really any control of. So, fortunately, I'm not gonna be able to update it. So it's gonna stay the way it is. Yep. I'd like to, but I don't. It even like took like few months to build that indicator over there, which I'm not very satisfied with it. But look, that's fine, right? So this 5 minute right here is retracing inside the previous 5 minute range. I'd like to see that current 5 minute low being respected at a previous 5 minute low, so we could start building higher prices from here. Your protocol to get a quality sleep. I would say just stay away from screens like at least an hour before, and don't eat. Yep. I don't know if you guys already tried the oil pooling stuff, but that's pretty good too before bed. For some reason, I sleep better. I don't know why. Sounds like mouth bacteria is pretty good to eliminate before sleep. I don't know. But these are like very deep stuff, I guess. Look at this 5 minute. I'm not really allowed to recommend you any broker, but I would use AI for that. So like ChatGPT or Grok or anything like that. Just type where you are, and also make sure if you're going on an offshore broker, like yeah, M Future is pretty good. But again, I'm not really allowed to look at this 5 minute here. Retrace into the 75% of that bullish candle. Pick the previous 5 minute high. And that hour is still bearish right now, so you are the best. I'm just a random guy, dude. Really, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really see my chart because, like, I have too much indicator. I'm just kidding, but it's fun stuff. This box is like burning my eyes for some reason. Let's put it like slightly. All right. So what do you see right now? What do you see right now? Let me mark something real quick. This one can go red. One thing sure is trading a broker or trading like not prop firm is much better for your brain, dude. Like the prop firm industry is nice if you have zero capital, but you have to read the rules. If you don't read the rules, you're not going to be able to do anything. Right? And not just like quickly read the rules, like really reading the rules. Like, I've done money with like prop firm, but you know, I've read the rule. Exactly. Like they always gonna have different stuff because like that's how they confuse the entire stuff, right? Like think about that business model is profitable. So if it's profitable, right, you have to think about it how it is profitable for them. Like if you don't know that, like you may become the profitability of the company. So like yeah, you know. Ooh, look at this baby girl right here. That's a new change in state delivery on that 60-minute. That's in high resistance candle pairing. And we actually took every liquidity possible on the sell side, utilizing the first hour of the day as a rejection block, which is this outside of the end walk right there. That's an 88% retracement we got. I remember that Honda Civic that we bought right here for 2.4K. We're currently able to sell it for 5K right now. I love these analogy, dude. And then we're back to previous equilibrium. This could be used as an inversion if we trade above that, specifically the volume imbalance. What country you in? I'm in Canada. I'm a Canadian. I'm the chill guy. And then we're back to midnight open. Who said that before? Who said that before? Show me your hands. Show me your hands. You told me midnight open. Somebody? Enjoy your content. Appreciate it, man. You're welcome. I promised myself this year I wanted to help more people. Okay. Good morning. Gruzone website. What is this? GRU Zone. It's not a porn website, right? There we go. We just step inside of that beautiful imbalance here. Pretty cool. See, that's pretty good discount, man. If you can buy this, why not? You'll see, man. The big boys are about to come in and play right here. Oh, yeah. Wait, I kind of like missing a lot of thing here. I was looking at my email and I look up for some stuff and there was like a lot of comments. Let me see real quick. I'm guessing I'm guessing you did withdraw, no issues. Oh yes, they're very quick to withdraw. Perfect. That's nice. We love withdraw. The high resistance CBD's life changing logic. Well, yeah, we have it right here. Right. So the next hour could fly really hard. Forgot the name. I was trendy when I was high school. Real footage with murder. Oh damn, dude. I want to watch these videos. Yeah, for sure, dude. I want to see that. Good call. Not bad. Not bad. How long did it take to you to become consistently profitable? About to add to my 9 to 5 and get a lot of motivation from your trade, especially the 80% partial. You look. I can't imagine the money. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Very large. Um, I would say it took at least 3 years, dude. I'm on my 10th year right now. It's been 10 years I started that journey. Never give up. Been there almost every day, right? Even on the weekend. I've been studying ICT for a decent amount of time, like literally every single videos that you can imagine, including the 2011 stuff, which used to be like at his own with like pizza party and shit. That was wild. So like, been there for a while. At the beginning when I started listening to that guy, I was like, man, that guy is too crazy. I don't want to listen to that. There must be a way more easier than that. That's where you kind of like slowly jump in the retail garbage shit, like MACD and all the garbage, trend lines and everything, right? And eventually you kind of realize that's the bullshit. And then, that kind of force you to go into something better. And low key over time develop my own stuff, which always gonna be in a smart minded trader perspective. So I can how do you say that? Cannibal, like, how do you say that? Cannibalism, right? Cannibalize, cannibalize retail trader, really. So I'm a contrarian trader. I like to trade against the fake narrative, and I'm looking for liquidity on the external side of things, which mean external of that range, and I'm looking for internal delivery as imbalances and internal deliveries on highs and lows. But like I've been teaching the 2026 mentorship with pretty consistent posts every day almost, and it's been like a while now. Quebec, yep, I'm from here, right? Have you been in ICT or trading in general for 10 years? I'm trading in general for 10 years. ICT probably 6 years. So the first 3 years was basically me trying to find my way, start seeing profits a little bit. And the truth is at the beginning there was no profit at all. So zero, literally zero money really. Depositing my paycheck every week, you know. That's crazy, but like your Oh, look at this, man. Oh, that's our inversion right there. So, and I'm just reading it right now. I don't want to trade it, but we anticipated that move down. That's what we saw. That's beautiful. Right now, we're looking at that expansion that we have on the daily here. That's a retracement on the 4 hour, and that's an expansion on the current 1 hour. So that 1 hour is expanding with the daily, and that 4 hour is retracing on his own range, which is the second hour of the 4 hour. Um, Today, last episode, you say 1 hour previous high in New York, 1 hour high become low resistance like this. Bro, you're a smooth operator. You plan on going live more at sign up. Yeah, I'll do more live stream. That's my plan. Just subscribe to the channel, making sure that the alerts are on. Because I'm not really announcing it. I'm doing it live. I'm just putting the button like live stream and that's it. You know, going all live and that's it. Nothing more. If you can make it, you can make it. If you cannot make it, you're not. You know, you can watch later or just like not be there. Let me see the volume and balance right there. Really like it. See how it react from there. There's no easy way for this consistent works is needed. I mean, right now the amount of information you have on the internet, like it's wild, man. Relative to what it was like 10 years ago, like there was nothing. It was literally nothing. Like these old forums, like garbage shit. Like you have to go there, baby pips and shit. Um, a little bit of YouTube, but not that much. Like 10 years ago was like all some of these garbage gurus online was trying to. There's also a bullish imbalance right there. I'd like to look for the sensitivity on that. See on that if you reach for. If you had to pick up prop firm or trading a small 1K account, I would trade 1K account for sure. There's a high, like if you're not very consistent on demo, right? If you're doing demo trading or paper trading, like if you're not able to really pull anything, I would not deposit anything. So like you have to work in the free market first, and then when you're able to make money off the free market, then you can start investing your own money. Otherwise, you're gonna lose it all. I promise you. I've lost a lot. I'm also on the road from 0 to 100. If you already experienced it, I have a lot of respect. It's not easy. Yeah, but that's the best start. If you start with nothing, you have nothing to lose, isn't it? Like if I was already a millionaire before, right? Uh, I would probably not have the same vision as I have right now because I started with nothing. I don't know if you get the point of that. You start from nothing, you have nothing to lose. Like you could literally use your hand and touch the ground. You're like, all right, I'm starting from the ground right here. So like, there's nothing to worry about. Like, what are you gonna lose? Nothing. There's nothing to lose. There's just things to win at this point. So those people that are rock bottom, they have nothing. Like you could start from there. That's a pretty good starting point, in my opinion. It's the best starting point ever. Like you've been deceived, that's fine. You'll be deceived all your life. Like so, but you have to overcome that by controlling yourself. Right. That's the end of the quarter, basically. But if you look at the like, I'm giving you so many gem, guys. If you look at the seasonal right here, that's where we are currently right here. Right, I bought at the beginning of April right here. And you can see there's a lot more to do, right? So we got 2025, 2021, 2024, 2023. 2022 did pretty bad because that was the kind of like the closing of COVID. But after that, it's kind of just going higher. And if you look at the inflation rates, all the bounds and everything, like you understand this is the uptrend where we are right now. So I'd rather become liquidity on the sell side than become liquidity on the buy side, if you want my honest opinion. That's why I'm a bullish trader currently right here. Look, it's even more obvious on this panel here, you see. I don't know why it's not that obvious on this one relative to this one. Maybe because the chart is more small. But if you look at the seasonal, and there's like just, this is only the basics of a seasonal. You can overlap all the previous year above each other. I've got indicator that I've built for that and such. But yeah, it's repeating the same thing again. Okay. So I'm supposed to close this now. There we go. And you know, there's a lot of thing, a lot of thing. Uh, it's like, you know, you got like commitment of traders. There's a lot of thing you have to look into, right? So, any thoughts on the quarterly theory? It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So, like, let's say right now I'm placing vertical line at very, let's say I'm placing a vertical line right here, one right here, one right here, and then there's like price reacting to it. Now you start believing in an illusion. That's the way it is. Like, a lot of people are stuck in that loop. Like, there's nothing more better than a pure distribution of time, which is time and price, right? So you have the OHLC of distributed like in hour cycle, which is, in my opinion, much better than a fake illusion. Did you execute any trade today, sir? Not today. I'm looking at price right now. But I'm in a trade right here. Not on this chart, but I'm in CFD chart. Very large trade from 23,000. So like around 10,000 ticks. Still in the trade right now. Looking for an all-time high in the next couple of days. In your mentorship, do you go in depth in COT seasonal with a higher time frame? I don't, because the core content of Inner Circle Trader is being explained much better than I would explain it myself. No, that's fine. There's no bad question. I would recommend the core content of Inner Circle Trader, which is ICT. That's where I learn all my COT and seasonal stuff, which personally I would not be able to explain it even better than that. It's perfect to the point. Why I would like recreate something that already been explained pretty well, right? So that's kind of like my thoughts on that. I really like the fact that we touch the low right here and start spooling right here. Hey, good morning, Fernando, man. How are you doing? No, I'm not doing anything deeper. Like, there's nothing really deeper than already been explained. It's pretty clear, loud and clear. Enjoy today's stream. We'll come back. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hey, welcome, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. And also, you'll make sure you don't miss the next one. Yeah, ICT did a pretty amazing job on explaining the seasonal and the COT stuff and the bounce stuff and the interrelationship, like on the interbank level. Pretty decent stuff. Just you have to dig, you have to be locked in when you listen to these things. And it takes a lot of notes. There's a lot of notes I would like highly recommend putting on your notepad when you listen to these things. Beautiful. Look at this fair value gap right here. Now we're reclaim that high VG as we are trading above it. Because that IFVGs act as a discount or raise if price is above it, right? You're so underrated. I'm very low percentage creator, to be honest. I would consider myself being under radar. Nobody's really understanding what I'm saying. Nobody really taking time to look at what I'm doing. And then as a result, I'm staying pretty small creator. That's fine. That's the positioning I like to be, personally. When you become too big, like, you know, chat is flying, nobody's able to ask anything, right? And that kind of like become a little bit a mess. I'd like to grow like bigger, like maybe 20,000 on YouTube would be pretty sweet number to like actually start talking about things I never really talk about. So at 11:50, I'm gonna close the stream in like 8 minutes. I don't know if you guys have any speed question for me. No, there will be a video 58. It's gonna be posted later on. We're not done. I'll try to make it pretty short, however. Since there's a lot of people already spending time with me, so I don't want to like abuse your time as well. Even if you learn something, I don't want like you guys to perceive the way I'm, because people get tired really quickly, man. Now that's the thing, right? Even I'm live for 2 hours, dude. Like, imagine somebody wants to listen this back. It would be pretty. So I would like start skipping, and everything, and like put it on forward speed and. Yeah, let me show you the OHLC real quick. For that reason, I'm gonna basically open like literally a new tab right here. I'll call it OHLC, so like you could like have a brand new chart. Oh, let's use the volume, guys. Big, large volume here. FX4 OHLC, that's this one here. Ooh, look at this 4 hour, man. So, first of all, right, you have, again, the time frame that you want. Like, so right now it's set up on the 4 hour time frame. Previous 4 hour high, previous 4 hour equilibrium, previous 4 hour low, right? And then you can change the time frame right here. So that's the premise of the indicator. That everything starts from here. You choose the time frame you'd like to utilize. Let's say 1 hour. You could have the 1 hour. That's plotting the previous 1 hour. You see right here, previous 1 hour. Like we purge the previous 1 hour right here, and then return for previous daily, previous 60-minute equilibrium. Oh man, look at this. All right, so let's go back on the 4 hour here. You can also plot the 25 and 75% level right here. 25, 75. So like you're using the previous range quadrants. You can show previous ranges as well. Look, I can put 5, let's say, right here. What it's gonna do, it's plotting 5 previous 4 hour time frame candle. See, so like when you look at it like this, you see this is 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour. So that give you specific data points you could look for, right? Like example, this 4 hour low right here. And then you can go and use that rejection block we've been talking about right here, right? So that is pretty nice level, the return for that previous 4 hour low right here. Then the really cool things that I have on that indicator is the show fractal highs and lows right here. That is your current 4 hour high and low, which is the one that we're in right now. Look, toggle that on. Do you see it? This is your current 4 hour low, 26.5, 68.75. This is your current 4 hour high. So if you look at what's the current 4 hour direction, it's bearish because that 4 hour low is lower. It's after the high right here. So like in order, you have that fractal which is lower. So that is a fractal right here. Okay. And then the cool thing is you can change the time frame for the fractal too. Right, so you could have the 1 hour look. The 1 hour, you have that same 4 hour low, but it's the 1 hour low, and then you have the 1 hour high. So now this 1 hour is bullish. So what is this? Retracement lower, right? And then what's the goal of that retracement? It's going back for an imbalance, buy side imbalance. You can see right here. That's the one I've plotted on the other chart, right? Remember? This one. And if you go in a 1 minute, you could see better. See, like nobody going outside of it. That's nice. So like I'd like to re-expand and take that high. Cool thing about that right now is I could go right here and show my 1 hour high and low. See, that's my previous 1 hour low right here, and that's my previous 1 hour high. All of this right here is low resistance liquidity run. So there's a really nice chance we go back for that. Can show 15-minute here. See, previous 15-minute high has no wicks. Previous 15-minute low has been pure. So you see the line has become gray right here. So all these things like engineer it and neutralize liquidity is becoming gray right here. You see, that's this line right here. And then you can show all the time frame you'd like, weekly, daily, all that good stuff. You get the macro of the day. Let me show you real quick. So macros are the closing macro and the opening macro. See, I'll remove the border here because I like it better without. That is your closing macro right here. Oh, wait, I did the wrong thing. Let me see. I'll put like this 10%. This 10%. I'll remove the border. I wanted to remove the border. Sorry about that. So these are the border. These are the background. There we go. So closing macro of the hour. Opening macro of the hour. You see the run that formed the low right here? That's the low of the 4 hour and a 60-minute. Same thing right here, same thing right here. You can show 3 macros, but like if you basically uncheck this setting, you have all the macros of the day. Look. They're all there, you see that? And even like you can go on a Friday and you can go and go and go and go. And this is all the macro. Look at this one right here. That's the 950 to 1010 macro. Look at this. Pretty nice. All right, so there's the macro inside of the thing. Right, I'm gonna like uncheck these right now so I can show you more. Show current price box. Look at this. That's pretty decent stuff. Look at this. See, that's your candle of 4 hour. That's the low right here, right? That's the high. Now look at how it's plotting the bar inside the 1 minute. Pretty cool, right? And then you also can show the current, the past skeleton as well. Look, it's gonna plot the bar on everything now. See? And now like it's because I don't have a box right here. It's because I need to like put more right here. So like let's say I put 8. Boom, you see? Like now if I'd like to replicate a real candle, so like the body would have been like the close right here and the open right here. So like here, there's show open the closed box. Look at this. Boom, you see now I see the real body. So like it goes lower than the open, create the low of the hour, go higher, create the high, and then retrace inside, retrace lower, and then return for closing here. Oh, that's my paid indicator, this one. That's the only paid indicator I have right now. I put too many time on this one. It's like it's wild stuff, okay? It's 45 bucks for a lifetime, literally. You get it for a lifetime. Let me post the link real quick so you guys can see later on if you want. Like again, I'm not putting anybody in a mold, right? But I'm just showing you here what's possible. So look, we have the session, custom session liquidity base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you have 7 sessions. Look, show sessions, show session, show. I'll show all this session. That's the only one I'm not gonna toggle here right now. Okay, so I'm gonna write just like remove this right here and also like, because like that's the thing, right? When you have this indicator, if you toggle everything, you're gonna blow your mind. Okay, you have to wait a little, like go it slowly a little bit here. Let me show you here. For this session, I like the 5 minute. Okay, 5 or 15 minute. So you have, wait, why I'm still having these? Okay, I have to remove these right here. It's just gonna be less confusing a little bit. All right, so you have Asia session. You see the low has been taken right there. The high has been taken right there. Retracement lower, re-expansion. This kind of was bullish at that time. New York pre-session. Then you have your 4 hour, and then you have New York AM. You see where the rally start, New York AM. This could be also this right here, but I'll remove it for now. 60-minute low, 60-minute high. So you have this session, right? I don't know if you're still there, hopefully, right? So you can choose the session you want or remove the sessions for now. So these sessions are customizable. You can change everything. The cool thing about is the line extend till the rate, right? So that's cool. You can also like untoggle that specific thing. Then we have algorithmic swing high and low, right? So these are very, very cool stuff for detecting the swing high and the swing low in real time. When you check that, you have also the potential swing, which means the third candle is not closed yet, so it shows you a potential swing. Okay. Let me make sure I don't have... All right, so look, the last swing low that we have right now, right, is this candle here. This one, and this one. That's the swing low. There's no other swing low right now because look, there's that line would be like there. You see right here, that line that just being plotted right here immediately as we are looking at it. That's a potential swing low. Why it's a potential swing low? Because this candle is not closed yet. I'll remove the fair value gap because this candle is not closed. As soon as this candle closes, that swing low becomes static. So that swing low is going to move from here to here. And then your swing high is this candle here, this candle here, and this candle here. That's the swing high. You see? That used to be the previous swing high, and that one become the static one. So you always have on your whatever time frame you're using the real latest swing high and swing low of any time frame you want. Okay, that's algorithmic. Like there's an algorithm there behind this specific function. That's why it says algorithmic swing high and swing low, because it's all if then statement, very specific. So you see, that's a potential swing low is because that low right here is protected by this new high that we form. And there's like a swing low right there. So as soon as this candle closes, that swing low is confirmed. And if you go, let's say, in a 1 minute, there's potentially already a swing low here. Or right here, you see. That candle, this one, boom. Potential swing high. If this candle break above, that potential swing high is disappearing. And where it's eating to, it's eating for that next swing high. Okay, so like that's insane. Look at this line disappearing right now as price is trading above that specific data points. Right here, right? I'm not touching anything right now. So like as soon as this line's, as soon as price is reaching for it, boom, like that line disappear. Now, look, it's going to close right there. That become a swing high. You see? Right there. Because the high has been protected there. Relative equal high. Price is going to run for that, right? Alright, so this is just one other function. I really like it. I'm going to conserve that in the future. I'll remove it for now. That's where you start getting into sauce stuff. Like there's fair value gap here. You see, that displays the most recent bullish fair value gap. Right here, see, that's the bullish one. And then you also have the inversion fair value gap. Then you can also show the midpoint of them. See, midpoint. You can show the label if you want. Look. See, IFVG, fair value gap high and lows. And then if you want, you could show 3 of them. You don't need more, right? I can put more, but otherwise, it's just become, look, it's become a lot of mess, dude. I don't want a 1 minute too. Like, if I go in a 15 minute, I don't think there's a lot right now. Yeah, these are like old fair value gap that are still being utilized right now. So you could go in a 1 minute and find that out. So, and these have very specific logic, and they also like respect the volume imbalance. Most of the indicator out there that has FVGs inside of it has zero logic for the volume imbalance. You see that? Volume imbalance right here? It's including it, which extremely hard to code basically. And nobody's able to do it so far. I don't know. But it is what it is. Alright, so let me show you real quick more stuff. I'm going to remove the range for now, okay? We have the open line setting. So show open 5 minute history. Like now it's not gonna show because I'm in the 5 minute, 15 minute. Let me go back on the 1 minute here. It's just gonna make more sense to you. And I'll go one by one, so it's just make more sense even more. Okay. Look, these are all the 5 minute open value. Okay. 5 minute open value, 5 minute open value, 5 minute, 5 minute, all these 5 minute right here. So these can be used for order flow purpose, really. Look, a rejection block right there, flying. And then you have 15 minute. You see, all of these lines are 15 minute. And you can change the style of them, obviously. You can change the dash line and everything. Like if you prefer like a solid line. Um, you see, these are 15-minute, and they're always expand for 15-minute too. Okay, 15 bar. And then you also have the hour open right here. And you can even extend these 15-minute for 60 minutes. So like you can extend these lines for 15-minute, 60 minute. You see, these are hours. So you see there's a new hour open at 12 o'clock. It extends till 1 p.m. You see in the bottom of my screen, it says 1 p.m. So like that line is extending. Like you could reutilize that open price for a while now after. Okay, that's one other like little tricks that you have inside of that. Yeah, it's wild, man. You can do a lot of things with it. You have custom line opens, like let's say you want 9:30 open. You see, right there, 9:30 open. You have the horizontal axis and you have the vertical axis, and you can choose if you want the vertical axis or not. And you can basically change the time and build your own model with it. Okay, that's cool for that. Then you have all these cool time, right? 3:45, which is our uh, MOC, like market on close macro, which is basically 3:45, 6 p.m. open, Asia open, all that good stuff. So you can customize these things. There's like as well 7 of them, same as the session. You can build that around. One of the best thing that I have on that indicator is like show days of weeks, show day separator. Look at this. I'll go like, when I use that, I like to use on a 15-minute. Okay, you'll see what I mean. You see, that's your Friday range, Thursday range, Monday range. That's our Monday range right now, right? You see, you have all of the days for every days. And the cool thing is you can also show the week. See, the weeks are this solid line, so you can have all of your week price action. And you have the month as well. Look at this. I think the month's gonna be, yeah, right here. See that bold line? That's the month. Month again right here. So like that's your entire month right there. That's like my Swiss knife. I don't know if you guys know about the Swiss knife. Like these little like knife that you have everything on it, right? That's pretty cool. And then you have all the kill zones right here too. Look, I'm gonna turn them on. I'm not using the Forex one. I'm using the future one right here. Let's go back on the 1 minute here. You'll see what I mean. See, that's your London open kill zone. 2 to 5. 8:30 right here to 11 a.m. That's your AM, right? So like, look at how it started running higher from that line. And the cool thing is, look, you cannot click on it. You know, like these disgusting indicator that you're like basically like putting your mouse over and like it trigger everything. So like, the cool thing about that is like, look, I'm trying to click on the background. It doesn't do anything. You get my point here? And look, you can basically change if you want like the opacity of that if you don't see it that much. Let's say I'm putting 10%. So look, you only need like London kill zone, New York AM, New York PM, pretty much. You see now, like, look, I try to click on it, it doesn't do anything. So when I draw my stuff inside the kill zone, I don't really get bothered by this. And look, you have all these story. New York PM, New York AM, London Open, right? Same thing. Like you're basically understanding eventually what's the color code on. You see, and then you can like turn on again your session and all that good stuff. See, I would use like You have New York lunch, New York PM, New York AM, New York pre-session, right? And then you have like London Open in Asia. Look at this. See, Asia session high and low, right? The low has been rated here at 1:44 a.m. The high has been rated at 3:21 a.m. in the London kill zone, right? So like when you see the London Asia low has been taken, now we're entering the 2 a.m. So like that is an easy run if you align with the daily bias. Retrace lower, they didn't take that low. That's interesting. Return higher, retake that. New York pre-session, you have the buy side run, and then New York AM session, you have the sell side distribution. Now we're inside the New York lunch. You see? Look at how these lines stop too, because these are liquidity, right? So you have to stop. I don't want these lines to continue like my deviation of the FX4 model. Like it's not the same thing. Okay, so yeah, I'm clicking on that. This doesn't let me allow the click. That's very interesting, right? But yeah, that's pretty much shit. Like, there's a lot of stuff on that indicator. Like you get like one feature for every dollar you spend, really. It's pretty much it. And it's lifetime. So when you get it, you have it for lifetime. You don't have to repay or anything like that. And there's a big update coming in on that one specifically. And there's going to be more features, obviously, you know. I'll try to keep prices the same, but that's literally the only thing I'm selling right now. Like, unless you're going into the 90 days program, which another thing, you get like 2024 and 2025 mentorship stuff inside of that, which are basically private right now. All right, so I don't know if that helped you, man, but that's pretty much it. See, now it's consolidating here on that New York lunchtime. I'm really considering joining the full mentorship. Yeah, that'd be great, man. That's good. A lot of good stuff in there for sure. I never really. I think I got one person complaining that because like he's joining like literally at the beginning, and he was saying that that was not good stuff. But like after that, like it's 5-star all the time. Like there's nobody that's ever complaining about anything. It's really good stuff. Like I guarantee you get something for your money invested. Really. What are the supplements you take on a daily basis? Are you like an investigator, man? I'm just kidding. Uh, I like magnesium, big listen at, and I use like L-theanine when I drink coffee to basically create like a focus state. And what else? Use nicotine a little bit sometime when I want my brain to spark even more. Not abusing from it. Not smoking as well, right? These are basically gum. The magnesium is basically before you go to bed. How many different screen? I got multiple set up, my friend. Got few set up. Not the citrate, the big licinat. Like, let me show you real quick. It's basically the same thing as this. Oh, that's cool. Look, there's no background on that. I'll set it on my Asia range right there. It's called big licinat right there. And you can use AI if you want to understand what it does, really. That's good stuff. I use that before sleep, like maybe an hour before. And then L-theanine. Uh, I think mine is a little bit like more strong than this one. This is just 100 milligram. Let me see. Mine is 250 milligram. It's like a little bit more than that. So that create alpha wave on your brain. Right? So this basically, right, you take this with caffeine. Like if you drink coffee, right, you have to take this. Because this removes the peak and the crash of coffee. So like if I draw something real quick, right there. When you drink a coffee, right, you start from the baseline, right? So like it's gonna peak very high, but let's say your focus state is right here. Okay, so your focus state is right here, and when it passes the threshold of that, like you're losing the focus, right? It's too high. Like even if you don't think you're focused, you're not focused because you're past the threshold of the focus. So what it does when you take L-theanine, what it kind of like doing is the L-theanine is basically something that calm yourself, right? Theanine give me crazy dreams. Yeah, this is alpha wave. Yeah, that's alpha wave. So instead of peaking like this and crashing immediately, what it does is basically trying to push the curve down of the coffee, right? So like L-theanine and caffeine, they work like in sync like this, okay? And it basically start like like the caffeine effect dropping, but it elongate instead of crashing straight down. So when you take both, and there's like a very specific ratio, and it's 1:2, right? So you have to take like, let's say, 1 caffeine for 2 L-theanine, and then basically you get that large curve right here, and it doesn't peak as high. It has like to go and reach the focus zone. And then in terms of like time, right, you have more focus than the slight peak you get here and the slight peak you get here. That doesn't help you at all. You get the point here? Because look, that's your focus state level here, right? When the coffee kicks, it's going into the focus. Now you have a little bit of focus. You're like so happy, right? You're able to focus on something. Because these are stimulant, right? So they're stimulate for focus. They're reaching like the focus zone. But when it go past the threshold of that, now right here, you're overexcited. That's just like not really working. But when you're taking L-theanine, you're basically staying, right, in that zone right there. Oh. Kind of like just trying to, you see, like it's not speaking as high as this one. So it doesn't like overburst like that focus zone. And then it stay very close from that focus level if you respect the perfect like ratio right there. The only problem with caffeine and any type of stimulant is you become like resistant on it, right? So you basically have to create a regressive curve, which basically mean like you're taking more coffee and then you're slowly drifting like lower in dose, and that basically counter the resistance of it. That's another subject, right? There's so many things, dude. Like example, right? Like, I don't know if you guys already heard about xylitol. That molecule or that stuff right here. These are basically a fake sugar, and you can trick the bacteria in your mouth to not create decays. Like the decays are basically created by sugar, right? So let's say, right, you have a bacteria that seek for sugar, right? And that bacteria is seeking sugar, basically misunderstand that this is sugar, and when it actually eat that, his metabolism is basically bug. Okay, so like the metabolism of that bacteria here that create decay, because these are creating like acid lactic. It's called acid, right? And that basically erode your enamel in your mouth, and that create the decays. And over time, like that enamel is broken, and then now it start going into the dentin, which is basically like, let's say this is your tooth right there, right? There's like a layer of enamel on top of it, and inside there's like the dentine, which is pretty soft material. Okay, and that soft material, when the enamel is eroded and like it's decaying, like, or it carries, right, because of the acid lactic of these bacteria, which is called a streptococcus mutant. It's like, I'm gonna type in right here. Let me see. Streptococcus mutant. Okay, it's like a monster in your mouth. And these are eating sugar. So like when you take like a xylitol gum, right? These are specific gums. Like, see, the, and I don't even think if I'm typing correctly. Let me see real quick, because I have it like on my desk literally. Yeah, it's XY, like this. I put like an error here, so I'm just gonna delete that real quick. Right, I'm teaching you guys some more stuff, right? So xylitol gums, and the company is Pure, which Pure like this, and it's zero sugar, because you don't want the sugar, right? And it's basically vegan too, like it doesn't have any garbage inside, and it's pure. So I'm just like type it right there, right? It's pure xylitol right here. It's pure 100% xylitol gum. And your dentist don't want you to hear about it, right? I'm telling you right now. So what this does, right, it just basically feed these mutant right there, these bacteria that produce the acid lactic as a result of digesting the sugar, right? So if you basically feeding these machine right there with that xylitol gum, when, like, let's say you're just finished eating something, you're chewing on that gum for like whatever 20 minutes, and what it does, it feed these bacteria with the wrong sugar, and basically the digestive system, when they basically carry that sugar to the cells, it bugged the entire machine of that mutant right there, and eventually like they become super tired of trying to digest the sugar, which is not fake sugar, right? It's like a fake sugar, and they're not able to produce that acid lactic, so that doesn't broke your enamel, and that basically protect your teeth from like having decay, really. And then after, when everything is neutralized, now you can brush your teeth, really. So I'm just telling you, because I've studied these things like after spending so much money on my teeth, you know. But bro, like there's a lot of things I could like inject in that, and I like these subject, right? But a lot of things, man. What do you think about fluoride? There's a lot of problem with fluoride, but there's also a lot of benefits from it, which is like 50-50 for me, you know. As much as I'd like to not use fluoride, I use it still sometime. But there's ways to like not being able to use it if you want. Because fluoride is basically reinforcing the enamel. It's like a silicone layer kind of shit. But that also like could be a problem for your pineal gland or your brain, which basically destroy your antenna of spiritual world. But that's a different stuff, right? I use David toothpaste. Is that a thing, dude? But something I do personally is I swoosh. I don't know if it's the name, like swooshing with like coconut oil. So So you're basically like taking a spoon of coconut oil, and it has to be like cold press and biological, or just bio, right? Like coconut oil, cold press, and bio without sugar. So you have to look at the ingredients. There's no sugar. You take like 1 spoon of that, put it in your mouth before sleep, right? Let's say like for 10 minutes, and you're just basically, swooshing in your mouth. And then you don't spit that in your sink, all right? Never do that. Otherwise, you're gonna broke your pipes, all right? And just spit it in the trash, basically, when you're done with it. And then after you go to sleep. That also protect your enamel a lot relative to what fluoride could do. So I tried to mix fluoride with coconut oil as much as I could, and never have any problem so far. Let's start spooling here. I just came back from the dentist. My brain feel foggy. Yeah, but you also gotta keep in mind that there's a lot of people that are not able to go there, right? So like you're kind of lucky, if you want my honest opinion. It's kind of like how I see it. It's like an opportunity of taking care of yourself. Curious because of your channel name? Yeah, I used to trade Forex before, so like it was Forex for a living. But F could be future as well, and X could be whatever, right? So. Sorry, what do you said? Last question about the LT Rosen, because recently I've been taking JIT with coffee and LTNE. LT Rosen is pretty interesting too. It's like a dopamine booster. But I don't have any problem generating dopamine, to be honest. We're so stimulated, right? So I don't really need the L-theanine. But I understand your point. You could like basically reward yourself of doing something good that you like by basically supplementing for that, which can basically trigger addiction of things that you maybe don't like just by flipping over the switch. I don't know if you get my point. It's like when you're doing these TikTok thing, right? There's pretty a lot of dopamine being released. Like same thing as if you play video games, uh, and that make you addicted to that. Same thing with nicotine, right? Like you're taking that generating a lot of dopamine. But I think like dopamine has to be generated naturally in order to like follow what you really like and what you don't really like. Otherwise, you're kind of like tricking or biohacking these things or these channels specifically. Yeah, I got a few businesses, yeah, and I sold some of them too. So, but I'm really just trader investor really. And I do like the little YouTube as a side quest, trying to help other people to learn something that they maybe don't or ignore or anything like that. But I'm passionate about a lot of stuff, man. I like these rabbit hole. There's a lot of things you can discover, obviously. Right now, my current rabbit hole, if you want my like honest opinions, like I'm building watches, like really. That's what I'm doing right now. There's this guy on Twitter recently, let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick. It's this guy right here posting this right there saying, look, bye bye Apple Watch, opening this now. And I was like, what is this? And that's a Casio watch. It's like a little watch that you can buy off Amazon, which is basically a Japanese company that started that Casio like brand, right? And I was like, I'd like to have a very casual, like, stupid watch like this one. I was like, bro, that's wild. Like, you only have time and you have the seconds, and I really like it. You have the date on it, and that looks pretty decent. Look at this, pretty nice. And the battery life is like 10 years, right? So you don't have to charge a fucking Apple. I have an Apple Watch Series 10, and I have to charge that bitch for 2 times a day, dude. You know, I have to charge that bitch 2 times a day. I don't like that. So I was like, dude, maybe there's a way to create an Apple Watch inside a Casio watch, right? That little like stupid watch like this. And the one I bought was literally this one. Is that the one? Yeah, I have exactly this one. It's called an A68. Look, I'm gonna type it right here. 158. A158. That's the model of that watch. It's like $30 or like $20. 20 to $30. Okay. The name of the toothpaste? Oh yeah, that's I don't have the name of it. Just like there's a lot of them, you know. I haven't like recommended any toothpaste. I just like talk about the very specific gums that you could take like after each meal that basically trick these mutant bacteria that basically create caries and decays over time. But yeah, I start digging in these things right here on the Apple Watch, like basically creating a smart watch with that little watch, right? Literally this one. It's $30, right? Like don't like. So look, I started the project on Saturday. I was like, look, I'm gonna buy all the parts right now to build it. I'll receive the watch. I have it on my wrist right now. I was like, look, this is a fucking sick watch. You have the second right here. One. Look, it has like. I'm going off the chart right now, but it has like 100 like speed of rating for the seconds. It's extremely precise in terms of like for a $30 watch. I was like, dude, that's fucking wild. I want it, right? And then I was like, dude, maybe I could change because like that frame right there, like the case of the watch is resin. Okay, like it's called resin. It's like some sort of plastic, right? It's called like resin, like this. It's called like resin. It's kind of like some sort of plastic. Like I don't want to like a watch of plastic, like stupidly like it's chrome, right? I don't want like the chrome to be plastic. Doesn't make sense to me. So I look like over AliExpress, and there's like these stainless steel case that you can change over that. So I ordered that. Basically, order like the case, order like another wrist, which is like the vintage one. Yeah, I ordered like the metal case exactly. What's that? Vintage wristband, right? Casio. Let me show you. Look, I basically ordered that wrist right there. Not this one is like it's used one, like the mine is a brand new one. It's like this type of size, like small little thing right here with like the line in the middle. I feel like this is more vintage than the one I receive. Okay, like the original one is like this is like whatever, $10, $15, like when you buy it off Amazon. What I did also is I bought the there's a like a light spreader, like there's a light inside the watch, right? And it doesn't really spread very well when you like push the button for the light. So I basically ordered like 3D printed very specific light spreader that when you press the light button it's evenly spread the light across the LCD basically. Can you build the mechanism inside? Alright, let me show you real quick. That's the fucking fun part. Let me show you real quick. You'll be mind blown by it. I was like, what the heck, dude? This is crazy. Look at this. That's a guy from Canada. It's called Oli Watch, right? It's basically turning your classic Casio watch into a smart watch. And I was like, all right, that's cool. That's the PCB. That's kind of like a motherboard in a computer, right? And I basically ordered that, and that's Bluetooth. So like the advantage of that model or that specific PCB, what it does, it's sync with the phone. Look, it's syncing with the phone behind right there. So you can set an alarm on your phone and it's gonna ring on the watch after. You see, like the battery life's like 3 years, dude. Right, relative to an Apple Watch that you have to charge every single fucking day. Like it like you miss one time, and you're like, oh man, there's no fucking battery in that shit. Now it's not very useful, right? So I'm kind of like ditching the Apple Watch for like a Casio like transformer mods into a very smart watch, which is like kind of like my rabbit hole I'm going right now for. And you know, like digging the rabbit hole, I was like, all right, now you can change the LCD to have better LCD, which is called like an STN screen. And look at this, dude. There's like 30 days of active data you can log on your computer, on your phone. Look at this, all the feature you could do with that. It log your temperature from your body. It log your heart rate. It log your step counter. It show you the sunrise and the sunset time. It has few games on it. I don't really care about that. It sets the clock automatically, right, with the seconds and everything like perfectly. It has a stopwatch. It sync with the calendar automatically. Kinetic energy chart. No, it's really just like a little battery, lithium battery, which you can replace every 3 years. You don't have to recharge that anymore or anything like that. Look at this. There's an RGB LED backlight. There's a very cool processor like Cortex M4 M0 Plus with Bluetooth low energy, right? It has an accelerometer, so you can basically code some stuff if you want. There's a loud audio buzzer than the original one. Battery life is like up to 3 years in power saver mode. You can even like program an NFC tag if you want to like open like a gym or anything like that, like your house or anything that has an NFC tag. Wireless firmware upgrade with the app. New face and feature will be added as a free update. So look, I ordered a module right there, this one, and I received the watch, but it's bone stock right now. Literally like this one right here. It's bone stock. Like it's an A51 AW right here. That's the one I ordered. But I'm potentially going to take this one too. I'd like to have one black and one like silver. But that's kind of like just my daily watch, you know what I mean? Like, I have Rolex and everything. I don't give a shit about it right now. It's kind of like just like going into the rabbit hole of these 30-hour watch and how you can mud these things like to the next level, which is basically build like smart watches and like very casual, like stupid watch like this one. And it looks pretty decent. They're very small on their wrist. You don't feel it. There's like 50 grams of weight. And look at the guy right there, dude. He posted that on Twitter. It's like reaching $12.7 million. Like literally Casio stock right now. Look at this. Well, it's not going well today, but look in the last month. It's going crazy right now because of his post. That's very crazy. A Pepsi. No, I have like a Submariner black dial with date. Which like very traditional, like, you know, silver stainless steel stuff. But I have the date on it, which like having the magnifier on the sapphire glasses, which pretty decent. I bought that watch when I first got my crazy like crypto run back then when I was like investing crypto, like when the market exploded. I was like, all right, like it's time to buy a watch, right? Because, like, look, if you make a lot of money, right, with the money, I mean, just not spending it, how are you gonna believe that's real, right? So you have to spend it all, transform that in physical stuff, and, like, understand that's true, right? So otherwise, like, you're not gonna build that really trust right there. So yeah, that guy created like a PCB. I bought this thing. It's like $90, whatever. It's like 3 times the price of the watch, but I'm gonna like upgrade that watch and build it. And like now, there's a lot of crazy mods that you can do, like whatever, right? Like hydro mod, like you basically put oil inside that basically increase the visibility of the LCD watch, and also like increase the pressure on the water if you like do like submarine stuff, like your dive deeping stuff, like having like a harder, like high pressure resistance, because it's full of oil, right? It's not air, so like it doesn't want to blow up when you go underwater. But I don't really do this mod right here, but yeah, they're doing like a lot of things. Like you can basically customize everything. Like there's an app on Google app and Apple app, whatever, right? Is it called this? Let me see. That's basically the kit I order. You can buy it like already mud if you want for more dollar, but I would do it myself. It's more fun. The cool thing is there's no soldering required at all, and it takes like 10 minutes to build. Right? It's not too long, and you basically have to put that in, and that's it. You install the app on your phone, and automatically the time is adjusted. You can put the alerts. You can put multiple alerts a day, which is pretty decent relative to the original one. There's only one alarm that you can set. So that's pretty decent. Like I really like the idea. So yeah, I'm gonna build it. I'll show you guys one day, or I'll take a picture of it. And it's gonna looks the same. That's the thing, right? It's gonna be the same thing. Just more smart, more battery longevity. That's my goal, basically. Daytona SS, yeah, it's pretty good. I got a few of those, but I don't really like flexing things, you know what I mean? Because what it does when you flex too much, right? People just become jealous of you, and like that's a really bad energy you want to have spread out on you. So, just my honest opinion. That's why I don't really flex anything. I could flex cars, bro. I could flex houses. I could flex everything I want. At the end of the day, like people just gonna become jealous of that. I don't want that. I don't really want that energy to be spread around. You know what I mean? No, I would say Rolex appreciate, to be honest, dude. I could sell my Rolex for profits right now. Because these are limited, right? Like they're very specific and they're very limited. Exactly, depending on the model and the year. Exactly. Mine is like a 2015, I believe. 2014, 2015. And I've done like all the job on them, like oil change and stuff. Like every time I go to Vegas, I'm just basically going to my store and just like they adjust it and everything, like clean the inside and the movements and everything is always perfect. It's like these are mechanical watch, right? So you have to take care of the mechanics inside. It's not like an Casio that I have on my wrist right now that very very low, you know. I really like that watch. It's pretty decent. Like the seconds are nice. Like I never had a watch with like the second like this one. I like the second. Bro, like guys, get Casios. They're very cheap, like $30, literally. Like that's the best geek watch you could have. Like Casio A158, the FY81, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? I think it's eight. Yeah, F91W. Sorry. Bro, these are super basic. They're like $30, $20. I don't know really. I got a Casio, dude. Yeah, they're nice, man. They're so sick, very comfortable. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be. Like they're giving you time, and that's pretty precise time. Not gonna lie. And the fact you can mod these things like the way I'm doing it right now, like with all these crazy smart PCB and shit, like it's very vital, man. I love it. It's very, very cool stuff. When you start digging inside the rabbit hole of what you can do with that, it's like, oh man, what the fuck? Right? I didn't know that. Like, I learned about it. So I was like, man, that's wild. And I also got another one. What's the name of it? Let me see. It's on my desk right now, literally. But I feel like it's too big. It's called an AE 1200 WH stainless steel. It's like it has like a kind of like a map of the world on it. I haven't changed the battery inside this one for like 6-7 years, dude. It's still running right now. It has lose a little bit of time because that's what they expect over time. Like there's a crystal inside, right? Like the piezo crystal, and it kind of like slowly drifting off time, but you can readjust it pretty quickly, so that's cool. Anyways, like bro, I was supposed to close the live stream at 11:45, 50, right? So we've been off the guard, but that's fine. I love these conversations. I think it's pretty cool. Appreciate you guys to come here, man, and chill with me. Other than that, we're gonna be going out for dinner now, or lunchtime. So see you guys tomorrow, and then catching you guys later, man. We'll get the indicator. Yeah, you'll love it, man. I appreciate that. I'm sure you'll love it. Because everybody that bought it, like, never regretted, like, buying it. It's just pretty good stuff. Anyways, catching you guys tomorrow. Appreciate all the follows and subscribe. Really cool. And appreciate talking with you guys. Have a good one. Ciao.